Greetings, everybody. Welcome to our Build Back Stronger event. My name is Dominic Dinardo. I'm the CEO of Aforza, and I'm very grateful. We are very grateful that you've chosen to invest some time with us today. You know, we thought about, actually it's December, we decided we should do something very early in 2021. 2020 was such a strange and uniquely horrible year for everybody, for ourselves personally, professionally, in our societies. But at the same time, for our company, we made a lot of new friends across the industry, new customers and new partners, and we learned so much. And we thought it'd be great to take all of these learnings and put it together into an event, because we know 2021 is going to have some challenges. I think we know that already. And so we thought we'd try and put an event together to talk about all the things we can do as a company, as a community, to help our businesses do more than survive, try to turn the dial and start to move towards thriving in 2021. So let's get into it. Let me just give you a couple of words on Aforza. This is me in the middle here, as you can see, flanked by my partners and co-founders, Nick and Ed, who we've all been together now for, actually, maybe 15 years, actually, quite a long time, from our days in the Salesforce through the Salesforce ecosystem. And we knew we always had a shared ambition to form our own enterprise. We knew that in the Salesforce ecosystem, actually beyond the Salesforce ecosystem, particularly the consumer goods industries, food, beverages, distributors, wholesalers, there were some particular challenges where 21st century technologies had really not been brought to bear on them. You know, if you look around the world, there are thousands of specialist companies. You might find planogram companies in Brazil, or I don't know, trade promotion companies in the Netherlands, or you find like niche places around the world. People do certain things, or boutique companies have built something. But it's really strange. No one has put together a global company that can use 21st century cloud, mobile, AI technologies, and do it in a way which can be all-encompassing, but yet, you know, protect local nuances and requirements. And we figured we could do that. We could build that company. And that is the ambition of Aforza, a company that we think can bring real value to its customer base. And we're backed by some very good friends and colleagues in Bonfire Dar Capital and Salesforce Ventures, who are a technology partner as well as an investor. So that's super exciting. And through the course of 2020, we've expanded with Alchemist, Heineken, Photos, Superfoam, WowTech, and some of the these companies that we've been partnering with, you'll hear from actually in the sessions today, which is really great. We've had some great relationships, made new friends, and really done a lot together. So that's a bit about Aforza. Let's talk about the world that we're in today. And this image this is taken, I think it's from Sainsbury's actually in the UK. Kind of a shocking image, right? Empty shelves, you know, gentleman there is wearing a face mask and gloves. 2020 was not good, right? We all know that. Now, before 2020, and I actually do like this report, McKinsey put out this great report about solving digital challenges in consumer goods. And one of the great sentences in there was, we needed to perform right actions at the right channels at the right time, flawlessly, every day, every single day. And, you know, I like that. It does sound just kind of obvious. And it always strikes me when I look at it is, why does it have to be said? Like, isn't that just done? Isn't that like normal? And that was before we had the problems of last year, right? Where channels were off, on, you can go out, you can't go out. You know, the supply chain is disrupted, that one isn't. So when we look at McKinsey's words and we think about that was an aspiration before 2020, like today, and as we go to 2021, it's becoming more important than ever before. But why is it so hard to do? And this is the thing that, like, you know, coming into this, and it's kind of why we formed the company, because we just couldn't believe that this was still going on. And I think the analogy is the systems we have in place across the industry today, by and large, kind of old and quite fragmented, quite static. Whereas what we really need is modern 21st century technologies, very connected and very up to date. Now, I look at this, right? And I always get a sort of touch of nostalgia when I look at that AA map on the left. And actually, the date is 2020, so it means they must still be publishing them, and some people are fond of them and using them. But, you know, when I look at maps like that, it takes me back to my childhood. I think about growing up as a kid. I grew up in Scotland, and one of the things that I really loved in my family was on Sundays, my dad would say, "Okay, guys, let's get the map out. We're going to go to this bit of the coast and we're going to explore. Let's go see what's there." And we'd all pile into the car. I remember my dad's old Triumph, and we would all excitedly go off somewhere. Well, we had no idea what the weather was going to be like when we got there, or what it'd be like en route. We didn't know what traffic we'd hit. We couldn't do any research on the place beyond looking at it on the map, try and figure out the distances. That was it. It was all luck. If you think about what you do today, I don't know what your lives are like, but I don't even go into a restaurant without checking TripAdvisor to see what other people thought of it. I don't go anywhere without using a GPS system with traffic updates. So the question I have in my mind is, our parents were stuck with the map, the big thick book. So why, but today we don't do that. But why in our industries then, in our business, do we still use static systems like Excel and email, or, use promotions that were configured 3 years ago and not use modern 21st century technology? It's just weird. And in today's world, when you look back to this slide, using that stuff doesn't help you with this. So what's the consequence of this? Well, it's really all about disconnection, because like I just said, if you're using Excel and email and you're in finance and people are trying to do their trade promotion planning over there with a particular system, but then the merchandisers and the sales teams out in the field try to give you feedback on compliance, and you can't really check the effectiveness till the data comes in 3 months later from a third party that somehow sort of compiled it. Let me just explain to you the impact of all that. The impact of all that is that your investment spend goes down a great chasm in the middle of lack of connected information, lack of facts, lack of real-time information, right? This is what's going on. And you're disconnected, not just from your customers. I often see vendors talk about being disconnected from the customer. The reality is we're disconnected from our own teams. It's worse than that. So you've got this real challenge. And please, believe in this. It might be that you get to limp through 2021 with this. But as we go into the future, this is not a sustainable model. It's just not a good way to run a business. So what do we need? Well, we believe in Aforza. What we need is an entire team connected. And today in this graph, we're modeling our own organizations, right? Everything from finance through to the merchandisers, all surrounding the customer. Actually, we could expand this into suppliers, distributors, wholesalers, the whole ecosystem of our chain of delivery to improve sales. And we want that. And if you can connect it all with modern cloud technology that works, across ubiquitously across the internet, and you could also bring in mobile products that work offline, even when disconnected from the internet, and get all that to sync up nice and smoothly, as is perfectly normal in the 21st century, then you have real-time end-to-end execution. And that brings in the ability to make decisions in a way that you never did before. Very, very, very powerful concept. And that's how Aforza has been built. It is a complete end-to-end solution. You could take particular modules, like a trade promotion module, and operate it in isolation. But the kind of the power of the whole thing is that it's actually all connected, from the way you do your planning, the way you do your sales, visiting, delivering, all of it interconnected, and using modern technology like artificial intelligence, so that you don't just recreate the sales of, the 2010 or 1990, whatever it is. Let's use artificial intelligence to predict perfect orders. Let's find a white space. Let's increase our sales. Let's actually help with advanced route planning and trade promotion planning. And let's use artificial intelligence and all these elements to boost the effectiveness and efficiency of our sales and field teams, right? How can a company like Aforza do this? Well, we stand on the shoulders of 2 cloud computing giants. We built our platforms, all of our engines, segmentation, promotion planning, key omni-channel pricing engines. We built them all on top of 2 cloud computing giants. Salesforce, incredible world-leading CRM platform, our technology partner and investor. We built a lot of technology on that, extending the data model of consumer goods, making it highly usable, accessible to everybody in the field. But then we used the other platform, our other partner, Google, for all the number crunching. This is the computer science bit, if you like, where we do all the artificial intelligence and highly complex promotion engines we built on that platform. And by taking all of this, but making sure there was a layer for the consumer goods, food, beverage industries, we were able to produce this incredible application. You'll see lots of demonstrations of all this through the sessions today. So you can see the advanced architecture that we're putting together to deliver all these capabilities. But when we look towards the future, what are the reasoning? What do we expect to happen? So I'm really pleased because we've got today with us a good friend, an advisor of Aforza, Gonzalo Esposto. And Gonzalo was a former commercial CIO actually at Unilever, and you worked at welcome, Gonzalo. You worked at Unilever for a little while. Tell us, just quickly introduce yourself, please, and tell us about your career at Unilever.
Thank you, Dom. Yes, it was a career of more than 35 years. Okay, I started very young. Okay,
so you're still young. You're still young.
I hope so. Yeah, so all my life was in Unilever. As I always said, once Unilever, you're always Unilever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I started, in my home country, Uruguay, and I had all the different roles that you can imagine. Ended as the commercial CIO of Unilever, having the responsibility to talk about or to manage all the tools and solutions for sales and trade promotion and all that globally. Okay, that was a huge journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for sharing. And actually, I've been looking at this list, but love for you to discuss it a little bit with the audience, actually, because you've been thinking about the kind of things that we need, what you predict for a rapid revenue recovery in 2021 and beyond. I'd love to hear your thinking.
Oh, yeah. So we discussed this before, and this is actually my conclusion after having debates with a lot of people. Now, this is not my own opinion. Things changed quite dramatically in 2020. Okay, we were, at home. Lockdown was the word that everybody learned. Okay, even the non-English speakers. Okay, and that changed everything. I was telling you the other day how Christmas was different. Okay, and for example, Christmas in my large family was the only time in life that we were all together online, 8 at different cities, but we were able to spend 2 hours all together. That would never happen before. Okay, so that means for me that the way people, start to behave is very different. Okay, and from these 5 points that I would like to highlight, the first one is the speed. Okay, things change at a very fast speed. Okay, today you need to take decisions in question of seconds. You need to react to the competition in minutes, not in weeks and months as we did before. Okay, and the only way to do that is with technology. You need to have tools that can allow you to do that. A human being will not be able to analyze all the different variables of a decision, okay, if they don't have the good technology. Think about how many new products we have in hygiene. You go to the supermarket, you see a lot of different products in hygiene, all saying that they will kill the COVID-19, okay? But that happens in questions of weeks. In previous years, that will take 2 years. So think about that. The speed of which the business has developed in 2020 is huge. And I like to say that is at internet speed. Why? Because e-commerce became the norm. Okay, that is number one. Be ready because you will need to be you need to react very fast. Number two, the famous point about return on investment on promotions. Okay, this is not new. I think that in my last 15 years in the company, I tried to solve it with my colleagues in sales. Okay, the point is the following: the amount of money that companies like Unilever or others invest in promotions is huge.
Huge, yeah.
Okay, I will not go down. So the only thing that you can do is extract the most you can. In the past, because you don't have the tools, you don't have the capabilities to analyze, what people were doing were almost repeating the promotions that did in the past, which were successful year after year. Today, with artificial intelligence and all the big data things that we have, we can predict. So you need to use prediction engines to understand which is the best plan of promotion that you can offer to a customer, okay, in order to have the highest return on investment for you and for your customer. You can only do that, okay, if you have the technology behind us, the ones you are producing. The third point is everything is very complex. So the granularity, the amount of different channels that you are managing today between industry and customers is immense. So in the past, it was easy. One sales rep, one customer, done. Okay.
Yeah.
Today, no. You have e-commerce, you have online, you have offline, you have everything. So you need to have a platform that allows you to use all the channels at the same time. It is true that you will have more online, yes, but don't forget that offline continues to be very, very important.
It's all of it. Totally
You
agree.
need both.
Yeah,
you need everything.
Everything. Totally agree.
The fourth point, machine-driven imperative. I think that I said something about it when I would talk about promotion return on investment. Is the first time that we have that technology affordable. Okay, so people will start to use machine learning, artificial intelligence more and more in a way that they can send some recommendations to the sales reps and to the customers, but actionable recommendations, not a report. Something that said, Dom, you need to go to sell to Gonzalo this amount of beer because he will be out of stocks in 24 hours. And that's a reality today.
Yep.
Okay, so that will be more and more and more. And finally, digital transformation is happening today. Okay, and it's happening at a pace that it's incredible. Pick again the example that I told you about Christmas in my family.
Yeah.
That happened, and we decided to do it in maybe 2 days. A year ago, my parents, with 80, never knew what Zoom was. They're using Zoom, they're using WhatsApp, they're using Telegram. The other day, my dad called me and said, WhatsApp is giving more information to the others now. I will use Telegram. And he's 80. Okay? So that's what's happening today.
Actually,
you
it's
don't have
funny.
the luxury to it.
My 23-year-old daughter said the same thing, and I was quite impressed. But you're like, I think you trumped me with the parents.
So look at that. It's interesting. So things are happening very, very fast. In a company, you don't have the luxury, to think. That's why we have the agile.
We'll talk about this.
Today.
Yeah, we'll talk about this actually in a moment, because we're actually seeing in Aforza, some of our customers, the implementations we're doing are literally getting return or getting to production in certain aspects in weeks as well, really, really fast. It's going to be the new normal, has to be.
Absolutely. So the years of the waterfall, when we did projects in years, for me it's over.
So that's gone. Totally agree.
That's for me are the 5 points that I wanted to highlight today.
Yeah, perfect, Gonzalo. Thanks so much. Really appreciate your words of
wisdom.
Thank you.
And
take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I do love my chats with Gonzalo. He's a great friend, advisor to Aforza. Always puts me in a good gets me fired up about what we're going to be doing in the future. So if we do all these things and we're thinking about all those aspects of what it's going to be like going forward, so what kind of benefits can we expect? Well, McKinsey published, actually, especially in the realms of promotion execution, a best-in-class promotion is 5 times more effective than the least efficient, right? It's kind of incredible. It shows you just the range of execution you can see out there. And we spoke to one leading soft drinks company. I have to keep them anonymous just now, but you could probably guess which one. But they told us when they saw our active customer segmentation demo, this is where you could say, let's target all the bars within a kilometre of the beach and build a promotion around that, like right now. We showed them that, and they said there's going to be a 5 to 10% increase in revenue. So, really, when you do all this, and I'd love to hear your feedback, actually, if you can join us for many of the demonstrations that are going to follow this presentation to actually get your sense of what benefits you think you could bring. And it's not just about bringing the benefits up, because I think the other thing, and Gonzalo would agree with me on this, is that, in 2021, no one's got the patience anymore for like a 2-year, ROI payback. It's a massive project to pour millions of dollars into it. Hey, and let's see if it works. No one wants to do that anymore. What they want is to be able to go to a cloud-based solution. It's already built. It's already best in class. It has been built for my vertical. Yeah, I'm going to have to configure it, put in my products, but it just works. If you could do that, there's no reason why you can't get to value in, basically a month. And that's what our customer, Superfoam, did. Together with our very good friends and partners, Cloudsmiths in Africa, Superfoam managed to roll out to their sales organization in Nairobi, Kenya. And Superfoam, it sells mattresses in Kenya and in surrounding countries. And, they're going to be getting the benefits of real-time route planning, visit management, order capture on and offline. In Superfoam, they have to deal with pricing changes that can change like on a daily basis. It's such a competitive market. Really fascinating story, actually. I'll talk about the agenda shortly, but Anurag's going to be speaking. But I love that company, fantastic marketing, really nice vibe, real joie de vivre. I'm sorry if I've butchered the French there. Just a really great company, and we're big thank you to them for being a great customer. We really enjoy working with them. So that's been a fantastic, like 1 month, 1 month. And you have to ask yourself, look, I say this with no disrespect, right? But if Superfoam, it's a company with a really great attitude, but executing in Nairobi, Kenya can do this in a month. Don't tell me that your company in London or New York or, Amsterdam isn't able to get value quickly too. We can't hide behind, oh, it's all too complicated. It isn't actually. It's on the internet and it just works. So there's no reason why it can't be done. And that's what companies like in Europe, like Heineken are doing. Heineken in Portugal, I think it's more than 500 people in their field team are going to be using Aforza because they want to be able to do real-time promotions and pricing in their channel up and down the length of the country. And actually, there's resources about the Heineken project that are on our website if you're interested in this, talking all about it. Really an incredible project. And in this project, actually, I should mention, we're partnering with SAP and Salesforce, actually, the entire new architecture for Heineken, which is really, really exciting. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going to be following this presentation and some of the speakers and content. I think you'll find it really interesting. Following this, there's a section on Know Your Customer, Beat the Competition. And actually in that, there's going to feature an interview with Rob Hopkins. Now, Rob Hopkins is a customer success executive working for us in Aforza. But I think what's pertinent about this is that Rob was actually a rep, and then he was involved in the Salesforce rollout project and training inside Molson Coors. I think, I'm going to get this wrong, I think his career in Molson Coors was more than 20 years. Like, this guy knows more about the beverage industry than anybody else I know. Really, really great speaker as well, and it's got some fascinating insights. So I highly recommend that session if you'd like to know about all that. And following that, we've got Never Waste Another Promotion Dollar. And we're going to be featuring a new friend to Aforza, Denise Koch. Denise is actually a consultant working with us on WowTech. And he's got a really fascinating background as well. If you look back, if you look him up on LinkedIn, you'll find that he worked for SAP. He knows so much about trade promotions. What he doesn't know about trade promotions isn't worth knowing. Another really fascinating guy, subject matter expert, is going to be in that session. And then we were just talking about this company, Superfoam, and we're lucky to have Anurag, great customer, is going to talk about his real experience doing that fast rollout in the field at 1:45 p.m. And all these times, excuse me, I should have said, all of these times are GMT, so this is all British time. And maybe you want to make a note of them because you might want to pick and go to some, attend some and not others, but they'll be flowing continuously through the day. And then at 2:20 p.m., we have another customer, Konstantinos. Thank you, Konstantinos, for helping us with this. Great guy is going to be speaking about how to reboot the HoReCa channels fast, hotels, restaurants, catering. And Konstantinos is an IT executive from Photos, another company, together with our partners Changi, rolling out in Cyprus and across Eastern Europe. Very exciting. And then if technology is your thing, I highly recommend joining Nick at just ahead of 3 p.m., where he's going to talk about future-proofing your transformation efforts. What that really is all about is it's going to be about our architecture, our roadmap, the future, how we see a stream of continuous innovation for our customers being delivered. And Nick has worked with me now for, since, I don't know, 2005 or something. And in my opinion, he's one of the foremost thinkers and architects in the Salesforce ecosystem, bar none. What he's developed in his career in Salesforce and in Velocity before joining Aforza is really phenomenal. Really, really great mind. So if you want to know about Salesforce architecture, the Google architecture, and how we're leveraging this to do a stream of continuous innovation, highly recommend that. Then at the end, I'm going to try and take it all and bring it back to a conclusion. It's going to be a tough job to do at 3:30. But what I plan to do then is also cover how we're going to try and take all these lessons, all these learnings, everything that we've gathered from all these experts in the last 12 months, and actually give you a suggested approach for 2021. So we're going to propose how to do a build back, tongue twister, build back stronger starter pack. I need to talk to the marketing team about that. I need to have a phrase that works with Scottish accents. But we're going to do a build back stronger pack and you can see here on the slide, it's going to be a readiness workshop, so consultancy. And then I think exciting is actually to have something, a month test drive of the environments that would be created from it. So I think that's exciting. And in that session, as I bring it to conclusion, I'll explain more about how that might work. And hopefully that's exciting for you. So with that, thank you. Thanks for listening to the first keynote. I'm really excited to hear feedback on what I've said and what you think about all our speakers and the sessions we've lined up for you today. And I really hope you enjoy this summit. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.